The interesting question is, why did we start BUZGate? Why are we all here doing what we are doing, and why are we working with the SME Toolkit? And I think the answer to that is really simple. The reality is that small businesses need to know some very basic things in order to succeed. And these basic things haven't changed over a great many years. They are not race or gender specific, and they are just the fundamental rules of success. We know what they are, we can convey them, and the challenge is to put them into a context that people can relate to. BUZGate is an information aggregation, reduction, and translation program. To do a Google search and come back with 100 million returns, how do you know what to trust? How do you know where the information is that you really need? The answer is that it's in there somewhere, and somebody had better go in and find it because you don't have time to. That's what we've taken on as our job. So our aggregation is to pull together the important information. The reduction is to pull out of this huge mass of information, the kernels of information that people need to understand and know about. And the translation then is to take that information, de-jargonize it, turn it back into basic English, and put it in a context that people can relate to, understand, and use then in their daily lives. When we originally decided to build BUZGate, our knowledge was that there were a huge array of very valuable, for free, public sector business development resources available across America, and unfortunately they were significantly invisible to the very users they were designed to help. So we set out to identify those programs, to bring them, to cross-index them, and to cross-index them by type of business help and by local geography, and put them in a context where they could be cross-searched by a user. So a user coming in then is able to go in and find business planning or marketing development or a variety of other resources, dial into that system of free help, and get to a person in their local community that can provide them with the help they need. And we talk about that being in 3 clicks or less. You go from entering the free help system to getting the name of a human on the ground in your area that can solve your problem. In so doing, we provided an enormous benefit to these public sector folks because we provided them with the market outreach that they needed, and we provided them with a targeted market that they needed even more, because often they were trying to be all things to all people. Well, the reality is that starting a small business is a lonely job, and often finding someone else to talk with, if only to commiserate and agree that it's a tough, lonely job, is a valuable thing to give you a little bit of personal moral support. So in that regard, networking systems are very, very valuable. And the internet certainly is one tool for that. And there are just a lot of organizations that are built around business networking. Becoming a part of one of those organizations really helps to fulfill that kind of social purpose that's so needed. It is a really interesting question. The underlying question, of course, is as you look at the data, why is it true that women are starting businesses at double the rate of men, and on top of that are succeeding at double the rate of men? And we know that a lot of the pressure why they're starting businesses has to do with the reality of the so-called glass ceiling in America. And we suspect that one of the reasons that they tend to be more successful than men is that they're willing to use information and willing to ask questions and willing to seek out advice and mentors and benefit from what other people know. Whereas oftentimes I think the nature in our society is that a man is more inclined to bull his way through the china shop and discover. Well, there's no reason why we have to discover anything. these truths are there, they're known, take advantage of them. The purpose of filming these segments that we're working on today really is to introduce the subject matter, to really bring people to act as a transition from where they are to being able to access the knowledge and information that's contained in the toolkit, to give them some of the reasons why they need to understand about and use this information, and maybe to give some stories about how other people have used or not used this information and the consequences of that, all in a way to help people bridge the gap from where they are to being able then to move into the content and take advantage of it.
For more information on the topics discussed in this presentation, please access the following links.